So today we're back in our combat engineering skill level 3 textbook. It's a U.S. military publication. Everybody should have one. We're going to be discussing how to build culverts using various sizes of drums. These are all metal drums. I would not consider using any plastic ones for building culverts. The reason is connectivity. Now, a lot of the plastic drums are too thin to maintain their shape once they're buried and soil's compacted around them. So these are all steel drums. Now, we'll get into the size and dimensions of various size drums. The standard drum most people see is a 55-gallon drum. We'll go through drum dimensions at the end of the video. So what we're seeing here is a 55-gallon drum culvert. So the reason we have this cradle is in bad soil conditions, you can have the pipe fail, the pipe bend, and the pipe sink when you have conditions that the mud is so bad it won't support the pipe. So there's various dimensions of these cradles you can build for 48-inch, 36-inch, and 24-inch pipe. Now, for our purposes, we're going to assume these are 55-gallon drums. From a safety standpoint, you're better off getting open-end drums where these tops are open and they're just bolted on. The lids have a bolt collar. That way, when you're cutting them, you don't have to worry about the drums blowing up. If you have closed-in oil drums, you're going to have some concerns about detonations if you're using cutting torches. So if you don't know what you're doing, do not cut on closed-top 55-gallon drums. Now, there's several ways to connect these I've seen. This one is being welded. So what you would do is just do tack welds around the circumference. You don't have to do a continuous weld. So normally it takes about 5 drums to make a normal size road culvert. There are other ways to connect these. You can get roof flashing, the really heavy galvanized type. You can put it around here and you can use bolts or you can use rivets. The other thing you can do is go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get some of the steel strapping and plates that are used for timber reinforcement. And you can drill holes and you can bolt them across here. So you may actually take, and you can buy $4 or $5 heavy strap plates, and you can bolt them here, here, on the bottom and on the side. So you can put 4 of them to join 2 barrels. You can go over here, put 4 more, and on you go. Now, what's important here is this is an improvised technique. And when we go over here, we can look at various sizes of drums. So when we're looking at drums, standard DOT 55-gallon drums are 22.5 inches in diameter, 34.25 inches tall. So if we go over here and we look at standard DOT 30-gallon drums, you'll notice they're 18 inches wide, 28 inches tall. So it takes a whole lot more of these to make a road crossing than it does with these at 33 inches. Now in the military, you're also going to see some 100 and 110-gallon drums. These are 45 inches tall and 27 inches in diameter. So on these standardized drums, you're going to have between 18 inches and 28 inches of diameter. So these are equivalent to 18-inch pipes, 24-inch pipes, and 30-inch pipes. Now, these are all a lot smaller than your standard 36 and 48s that you see that you can buy at some farm supply stores. But you use these according to availability. Now, we're going to give you a little bit of detail on the cradles that you can put the welded drum culverts or regular culverts on. So when we're using pipe, so this top one is a 36-inch diameter pipe. and it's giving you the size materials and the spacing on how to build your cradle. This bottom one is for 24-inch pipe. So when you're working with your drums, if you're using 55-gallon drums, what you would do is on this one, you would just come in about 1.5 inches. If you're using 100-gallon drums, you would go up to this 36-inch one, and you would bring the spacing here down to about 28 inches to modify them to fit your drums. We're going to give you some close-up details. These are other dimensions that you can utilize using planks instead of timbers. So we come in here and we're using 3x12s or 4x12s. So what I would do here is substitute 4x6s for the 4x12s that you can get at Lowe's. And for 3x12s, what I would do is take two 2x12s and scab them together. This is another culvert support system where you're using timbers. So you have timbers this way, and then you have a small timber this way. So what you could do here is you could use 4x4s or 6x6s here, and use 6x's on the bottom. Now, if you had to, you could use 4x4s and 4x6s on the bottom, but what I would do is double them. So I'd put one here and one beside it. Come over here, put one here and one beside it. That way you're getting the action of a spread footing to help carry the load of the culvert. Now, as a bonus, we're going to show you a sandbag culvert. This, what happens is you can put these Marsden matting on the bottom, stack your sandbags, leave you a channel, put Marsden matting on top, and build a culvert. The other thing you can do is you can put timbers under here. So you could put 6x's on the bottom, do your sandbags, put 6x's on the top. You could build a culvert this way. Now what you want to do is limit the amount of space in here to 2 feet or below. That way you're not having a load-bearing issue with either the Marsden matting or timbers. So please share your thoughts. We'll see you on the next video.